This presentation is for educational purposes and is based on personal experiences. Please do your own research and seek advice from trusted sources before making financial decisions. This is part of a broader conversation on building financial confidence. To personalize your journey, consider purchasing the workbook 8 Steps to Financial Empowerment by me, Dawn Johnson, available on Amazon. Welcome to another installment of the Financial Empowerment Workshop Series. Are you ready to take the next big step from planning to action and explore the world of investing? I'm Dawn Johnson, entrepreneur of almost 20 years and a financial empowerment advocate. You've got your dream life all mapped out, but now we're going to talk about how to get there. We're asking the most important questions about investing, including what type of investments fit with my lifestyle? How do you determine your risk tolerance based on your age and your goals? What research needs to be done before you put your money in the market? Are you prepared for the conversations around real estate investing? We discuss how generating multiple streams of income can help plan out that dream life. We'll show you how investment research is a foundational part of that planning and how you can find the right path for your unique situation. If you're ready to learn what to do and how to research in order to invest wisely to build the life you've always wanted, then let's get into it. Passive income is that income that comes in that you don't have to work every day for. It's called making money while you sleep. And the way that you get passive income is by having investments. So what can you invest in that doesn't require you to work every single day? Maybe for you to check stuff, or to be periodic and stuff, or to be more of an administrator, where you can do with flexibility. But find what you can do that's passive. So passive income can be investing in the stock market. Y'all, there's so much information and so many tools out there to teach you how to be comfortable with investing in the stock market. Now, you have to decide. We talked about the merry-go-round and the roller coaster, right? If you're that person, I need to know when the turns are coming. I have to have a smooth ride. Or those so I can withstand the ebbs and the flow, the dips that the market goes through. And I will do enough research or join an investment club. We can start an investment club here, y'all, where we are doing the research to understand how to invest in the market. You can invest in the market conservatively, you can be moderate, or you can be aggressive. Making that determination is your risk tolerance. How much can you determine how much risk can you take? And some of your risk tolerance is dependent on your age. How much time do you have to make up for dips in the market? When the market goes down, and that money gets lost, do you have enough time to make it back up? So those are kind of the things that you need to understand about yourself and your abilities. If the stock market just scares you to death, then maybe, and some overcoming that fear is, again, community conversations, having conversations with people until you get comfortable. But if that's just not your cup of tea, then what about real estate? People like things that they can touch and feel. And Sabrina and Ola will touch on that a little bit, because then if you're into buying properties, and then holding on to it for a period of time, and properties values have gone up historically over time. I don't think that there's any time in history that property values have gone down in terms of reselling. You may not, it can go up in terms of its appreciation and down, but from the point of purchase, I don't know that real estate has ever dropped from the point that you purchased it. So that's something that maybe they can talk about a little bit. But real estate tends to be a pretty strong investment that people can be comfortable with, because it's not like the market where it's a little intangible, it's tangible. People like stuff that they can touch and feel. And they can talk about all the different ways that you can get involved in real estate, whether it be buying and holding and selling, renting it out, flipping it, buying and getting with there are investors out there, people who buy properties, build homes, and sell them, that they can do it at a faster pace if you invest with them. If you find people who are really good at that, you can give them $10,000 and they can give you a return of 5 to 10%. If you develop those relationships and have those conversations, we're gonna have an event next weekend called WealthCon at Clinton College. It's a whole weekend of just talking about money. I hope y'all can attend. It's free. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I can give you more details about that. But getting in the room with conversations to understand how you can do things that you're comfortable with. Investing in companies is a way. If you know that there's someone who is starting a company that you feel confident in and they're willing to take your seed money and give you a certain return, and you develop a contract to do that, get with an attorney, that's a way to have someone else do the work and you just reap the benefits because you're giving them seed money. I had the most amazing conversation. I'm doing something called Women of Impact, where I'm just interviewing women who are having a great impact in our community locally. Because I kind of get a little weird about social media. There are lots of people who are doing great things, but you just never know if the stories are really true. You don't know the people, and you don't know, like, now I see where people, you'll have just like this, people be standing up, and you're thinking they're talking to an audience, and they're not. The room is empty, and they, flash pictures of Photoshop people and have buttons to press for people clapping and cheering, so you really don't know who's real and who's not out there. So we're trying to create experiences where you can touch and feel people in your community and know them and know that they are doing the things that you want to do. Had an amazing conversation with a woman, a Black female, who is building a hotel. Wow. Here in Charlotte, Spring Hill Suites. You'll be able to watch her interview on my page. And she began to explain, I never knew anybody that I could touch and feel who, just in the community, who did something like that. And she talked about the variety of ways that you can do it. And the way that she chose is that she's building it, like she's going on the site and watching it being built, a little Spring Hill Suites hotel. And, but she talked about the ways that you can do it, where you find a management company and you find all these people who run those things. So you think that this is this huge undertaking, but there are already processes and systems out there. You just got to learn about them. And she talked about she's a physician, and that's her exit strategy. It's like, I don't want to, be a physician and show up to a place every single day. And that hotel is a part of my exit strategy because that's passive income. I just get to watch reports and have someone report to me on what's being done. But they're managing, they're doing all the day-to-day work. And that's her investment, where she's going to receive passive income, not only for the rest of her life, but it's generational income that goes on to her children. So there's just so many things that we technically have not been exposed to that are out there that we can do if we just start to talk to people. And I ran into her at a networking event, a women in leadership networking event. I heard, that she had multiple doctor's offices, just got to talking to her, found out she owns a restaurant, and now she's building a hotel. There are people in our communities who are having things, they're very busy, but they're still willing to talk to you and share for free their knowledge and their wisdom. Take them out to lunch. They gotta eat. Where are you going for lunch? I'll stalk you.
Right.
I'll pay the bill. So that's how, literally, it's not rocket science, y'all. That's how you learn how to do those things. So decide, what is your path forward? Like right now, y'all, you have workbooks or you're taking notes. Decide, what is the age that I want to retire? How much money do I want to live to sustain the lifestyle that I want, based on wants and based on needs and based on wants? How many streams of income can I generate between pensions, Social Security, retirement plans, stock market investments, real estate investments, business investments? So it doesn't mean that you just have to depend on, because it does take time in a 401k, in an IRA to build up the money that you need. So let's say an exercise I have people go through. Who knows like the oldest living female in their family, if you're a woman. And when I say your family, that means mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. What are the oldest numbers?
93.
93? Anyone else know the oldest living female or the oldest living male, if you're a male?
My grandma's 90.
90?
My grandma's 93.
82?
My
And she's the
grandma's 90.
oldest? Go ahead.
My grandma's 93.
93? So these are out of all your family, mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, those are the oldest that have lived in your family.
Oh, no.
Have lived.
Have
lived.
Oh, here we go. No. My great aunt, she was 104.
104.
Okay. Yeah.
My great grandma just made it to 100th birthday.
100.
Awesome. Yeah, my big mama was 100.
My great grandmother was 100.
100. So why do I want you to know that number? Because you take that number, because then that's the possibility of how long you may live. Now, I don't want you to get, bummed out by if the number's low. Because you can think about what kind of lifestyle did they live? Were they eating right? Were they exercising? Did they smoke? Did they drink? And you can make different choices. And you can be the oldest living person in your family. So I don't want you to get depressed. But I want you to know that number because that is your best case scenario. Like, this is the possibility. So if I potentially could live to be 100 and I want to retire 50, my income needs to last me 50 years. Right? So whatever those streams of income are, and you can make adjustments. That's why that budget tracker is so cool because it has one column that says actual and one that says projected. So you can say, okay, from 50 to 70 or 50 to 80, those are going to be my active years, and I need $5,000 a month for those active years. That ends up being $60,000 a year. And then if I say from 80 to 100, I'm going to be, maybe I only need $2,500 a month. So then you can plan out your multiple streams of income, because also if you plan on selling your house and downsizing and moving to something smaller. So I want to talk about what Ola just talked about, because what she just talked about is a movement that is happening right now, where one of the biggest hiccups that people have in their concerns, so if you were to go to a financial planner right now, most of the time they are painting a very dismal picture. The average person probably needs about $2.4 million in savings to retire comfortably. And most people are like, now we get that at Ms. Jada, to your point. And so the reason why those numbers are so high is because of healthcare. Because healthcare is so expensive. So what's happening in those countries that Ola just talked about, so there's a magazine article that a lot of retirement financial planners are educating people about. There was an article in Forbes magazine that said there are the top 5 countries where you can live affordably off of something like $2,500 a month and live well. And it's based on 5 criteria. I think it's free or affordable health care, it being friendly to Americans, they being relatively health conscious. You don't necessarily have to speak the language. You can communicate fairly easily. I forget the 5th criteria, what it was. Well, it was the housing was affordable. So those top 5 countries have been. So when I read the article, it was in 2018, and the top 5 countries was Costa Rica, Portugal, Ecuador, Malaysia, did I say Panama? The top 5 that met that criteria. So if you take health care out of the equation, and you can get free health care, even though their taxes are higher, you can live off of $2,500 a month. so the research you have to do is like so those countries are now beginning to change. There's been such a massive flux of people moving into those countries. Those countries are beginning to adjust, how they're handling all the Americans moving over there. So, the political climate here is a little, got people a little on edge. So for those reasons, people are thinking about doing that. So having dual citizenship is also the plan that I'm on. Ola and I didn't talk about this, so it's very interesting that we have the same plan. Because I just came from Portugal, did an exploration trip, spent 3 weeks there. So I plan to visit each of those countries with my husband to decide where can we live or have dual citizenship. Because you just want to avoid double taxation. If they don't tax your American money, so our American money goes a lot farther than their money in their country. Because then people go, well, why do people are moving here from those countries? It's because they want better money, but they always have plans to go back to their original countries because of, quality of life. But American money goes far in other countries. So if you can have American streams of income and live in those countries, where it costs $5,000 a month to live a standard lifestyle here, and it only takes $2,500 there, and you got free healthcare. Utopia. So that is a strategy. So you just have to decide. And there now, so I follow Black Utopia on YouTube. There's actually a Black Girls Travel meetup group in Charlotte. There is a Black in Portugal group that I met up with when I was in Portugal. And there are these Black meetup groups in all these countries, so that people feel comfortable, because, also you want to make sure that you're not jumping out of frying pan into a fryer. If you're feeling challenged by the culture politically here, you don't want to jump into the same situation. So that's why these communities of African Americans are being formed, to make sure that we feel safe in those countries. So those are all researchable, plannable action items that you can take, so to get from dreams to reality.